just a second ago, so I want to make sure it's still doing all right. Let's see. Oh, it looks to be. Hold on, let's double check the sound. Just before before we get going. Let's see. Okay, yeah, okay. I was worried I pulled the cord out. All right, so welcome back. We are back. We've had a pretty eventful series of episodes recently. We didn't end up getting to do Thursday because of a small little maintenance thing came up, which we'll be able to continue on this week. It should be pretty good. So we've cozied up the house a lot. We've gotten a lot of like benches, stools. We really made it look more like a home. Let's get these guys resting again. We kind of got our retirees permanently kind of up here. We're gonna have them sneak too, just so you know we know they're there. So we can just look at the blue eye, and we'll know people are there. So we were trying to regain our money after basically the events of the. Oh, we need to hold on. Let's get load to go back and empty out the storage containers. So after the events of Raptor's Curse, we've come back over here to Bad Teeth and are trying to rebuild our home. And let's throw these building materials in here. I'm gonna put one of these in here. I'll leave their shoes off. Now the thieves' backpack, I think I'm gonna give to one of the other people before I give it to anyone else. I'm gonna probably give it to Griffin. They're right next to each other anyway. Okay, so let's go ahead over to him. Let's run over to the bar and sell the stuff. We actually sell at the armor store. So we've kind of come back to return back to our early game money source, which most people probably recognize as mining. Oh no, we probably dropped it back off. Probably automatically dropped. Yeah, he automatically dropped it back off. Let's throw him back there. And let's go ahead and sell this copper. So what we want to do is we want to sell the copper, and once we get enough money that we think that everyone's kind of equipped and ready to go, what we're changing over to is probably pole arms. Heavy pole arms are right now what I'm considering. So the big reason why I'm kind of balancing that in my head is because heavy pole arms, standard chainmail, that could be useful to give somebody. Okay, see that? Heavy pole arms are going to be a little bit better against people because of the higher base damage. It has equal armor penetration of the other one as pole arms. It has a little less human damage, but it has, a little less animal damage, but still a lot of still the same human damage, and if not a little bit more. Let's just throw this in here, and I'll have someone come and get it when they need it. How's that? Yeah, much better. Can I stack? Oh no, it wasn't gonna let me stack these for some reason. Alright, we'll continue. Now, actually, hold on. Was everyone trained up to Mark 3, right? That's Mark 3? Was that Mark II? I think it was Mark III. I'm going to assume it's Mark III, so let's double check. I think everyone is. I don't think we have anyone that new that they aren't at least 15 in melee combat. No, yeah, pretty much everyone's kind of veterans. Everyone's very much veterans of the swamp. They've been through a lot. they've seen what raptors can do too. They've had raptors help them build that base, and then raptors turn around and take it from them. So very mixed emotions on them. How are we doing on storage again? We can actually, hold on, we can actually, let's real quickly empty it out fully. Also, I think iron might be getting a little bit full. Also, before, we also want to go to the UC and fill our ranks with UC, freed UC slaves. So that's another reason why we need the money, because we need to be able to purchase their freedom. Either purchase their freedom or save them the old-fashioned way. There's really two ways of doing it. But I prefer to simply pay for it because none of us are kind of... It's not that we don't have good enough sneak. We do have some pretty good sneak, but none of us are wearing sneak equipment. In the meanwhile, let's find someone who doesn't have very good... Okay, hold on. Let's get Benji over here and have him switch out with the appropriate armor. Hold on. You might run back out before we're gone, but... Let's go ahead and sell what we can. Not necessarily worried about getting high quality of everything, because it's going to take a long time to do that. I think what we want is kind of more people. Let's see. You know, so... I don't know. Should I sell that katana? It's a Katoon number 3, but it's not going to be much better against animals. So we're going to sell it. I mean, it's technically better than our short cleaver, and our short cleaver isn't going to be really good against animals, but there should be a meat cleaver, hold on, that we used to have. Dr. Chung used to have a flesh cleaver. I'm kind of curious if that will be able to be something useful. I think we're too far to sell any of that. Okay, let's switch to Benji real quick while he's still somewhat close around. Oh, started getting away. There we go. Go ahead, give him the helmet too. Because the helmet, his helmet's a little bit worse. Is his shoes worse? No, his shoes are fine. Let's go ahead and give him the chainmail because he was using only just a normal shirt, and that will give him 100% everything, which is total defense, which will be great. I mean, now we could technically go for white plate jackets, so we could still keep some of the look that we're wanting to go for. We did want to change out a Holy Nation armor. But that's way down the line. We're not even close to being able to get the materials to make, or get the technology to make white plate jackets. I'm pretty sure Mongrel you can buy the recipe. Meanwhile, we'll just have to make do. Our tech, actually speaking of, is probably really stagnated. What we need to do is get mounted crossbows. We need books mounted so we can have mounted crossbows, and then pretty quickly, if possible. Oh, we are also out of food. Hold on, let's run Griffin. At least I think. Hold on. Yeah, we are out of food. Let's run Griffin back so he can put on the backpack, by the way. So we want him to have the backpack. He only has shoddy chainmail, but that's fine. He's a little bit tougher, so it'll be okay if he has the slightly worse armor. That way we kind of coddle our newbies a little bit. Just a little. Just a tiny bit. Okay, he's got the ninja backpack. or the Thieves Backpack, which is going to be pretty much what we're going to want to change most people toward. Just because the combat speed negative and pretty much everything, that all the negatives associated with it are not nearly as bad. Because this is combat speed. Think of that as pretty much the movement speed of which you do everything in combat. Block, attack, dodge, all of that is tied to combat speed as far as I know. And that is something we would like higher rather than lower. We won't be able to get it that high because of our chest plates. We actually do have someone with high grade chest plate. That's interesting. Because with the holy chest plate, we're already going down by 8%. So that's going to be a pretty big hit as it is. And if you think of it like this, if you're having people attack in very quick succession, you're going to have a hard time going from block to block to block. So being outnumbered, you definitely want higher quick, speed, and also if you want to pressure people, you want higher speed. So we don't want to lower it any more than necessary. I think we're also lowering it with our chainmail by another 3%. Now, I think the way it works is it's technically not 3% and 6%, or 8%. It's basically the number times that, and then times that number. So it's times one of these, then times one of those. So it goes through both. So that's another thing to keep in mind when you're trying to equip yourself, that you don't absolutely make yourself tremendously slow that you can't fight back. If we wanted to keep some speed, we could go with the leather shirt, but we'll have to think about that one, if that's going to be a possibility. Actually, I wouldn't say that. Or I should say, I guess I should rephrase that. I should say that if you're wanting to do a solo run, I would look into maybe doing. It would not be a bad idea to do maybe chainmail if you wanted 100% coverage. If you're kind of those people like me that wants as much coverage and armor, coverage and armor as possible. If that's your end all be all is armor coverage, which for me it's pretty important. My recommendation would be to go chainmail and then white plate jacket if you're not doing stealth. And if you're doing stealth, do blackened chainmail, obviously, and and then blackened plate vest. So you're gonna want to use the stealth variants, obviously. But there's the cool thing is there's a stealth variant of both. I actually heavily recommend though the samurai cloth pants. The hack stopper pants might be better, but I don't believe you can make it without a mod. So my recommendation, as far as I know, if you want to do 100% coverage, the closest next thing would be samurai cloth pants, and then obviously you then have the samurai plated armor pants, which we might end up going with. So we just absolutely turtle it, which that seems like what we may very well do. Just have an overwhelming number of turtles. It might be what the strategy where we go with, since we are using plated long boots, and the higher quality the gear, the less that negative is going to be harmful. It's going to be not as bad as a negative. And as you can see, it's 0.9 with that, and with that high grade, it's 0.92. So keep that in mind also, because you do have that working out for you if you are a really good armor smith. Now you will need ancient technology to make anything masterwork and things like that. So masterwork is not going to be something we do purposely. And we get high quality gear, it will be through finding it or through buying it. or simply through luck, because I believe there is a critical chance. But I don't think you can critical all the way up to masterwork from your baseline. In fact, I don't think you can even make heavy armor at all without ancient technology. We can actually check. Smithing, crafting, smithing, plate armor crafting. Yeah, you require engineering research. Not entirely sure if engineering research is illegal. We'll have to think that one out. I mean, it might have been some of the research rules. Just because, since obviously the Holy Nation is smithing it. So I would imagine that they would be okay enough to let you have the same level of technology. But anything beyond that, I'm not entirely certain. But yeah, we might go with the samurai plated pants. Once we go to UC and buy a bunch of those and be absolutely incapable of dodging. We'll be so slow. Crab armor is also really effective in covering too. But if we want to talk about something that makes you slow, I believe crab armor is one of the biggest offenders there. How are we doing on that other metal? The iron. Is it? Oh, it's full capacity? So let's go ahead and sell iron too now. I think that my cutoff limit is going to be somewhere between 50 to 100,000 cats. That's pretty much what we're not gonna go any more than that. That'll be more than enough to call it. And I actually tried to go and go to the UC because that will give us enough money for equipment too. If we want to buy equipment. Yep. Can't afford any of that, so we'll just buy some food. I gotta be careful about buying too much food because I'm gonna sink all my profits in buying easily storable food. Pretty much, if it's easy to store, you're probably gonna be paying. It's a general rule. It's not 100%. Generally, if something's easy to store, it's not gonna be cost effective. But you find that every once in a while that breaks the mold. Check your nutrition to cat value. I think food cubes sit around 10. I think it's like for every nutrition, it's basically 10 cats. Somewhere along those lines. Oh, I just realized Benji needs to do something with some of the leather in his inventory too. And Dr. Chung still has a lot of equipment to deal with. Let's run Dr. Chung to the equipment vendor and see what we can get. Oh, actually, he restocked, so that's good. So that. I wonder if we're gonna be able to get any more, maybe chain mail. Everybody has standard mask helmets, right? Everybody? I think everybody does. I want at least standard. I don't necessarily want to go up into high. But standard will be fun. More than. Okay, hold on. We do need. We'll remember to send Griffin here. No more chain mail though. Which is a shame. We'll send Griffin here in a second to get a different helmet. Alright, you go back to what you were doing. Griffin, you're gonna come back over here and get yourself different gear. Get yourself a different helmet. We want you to at least have it standard. Don't need something super fancy, but you need at least standard. There you go. And I know that this is gonna just slow us down, but I'd rather make sure I don't forget. And I'm going to go ahead and throw boots on everyone's boots on. Ah, someone is missing boots. I was worried about that. So, however, we do have boots in the storage, so we do have that waiting for us. Shoddy boots. Okay, hold on. Someone needs to buy... Oh, they only have shoddy boots here, too. Never mind. Hot Longs has the entirely wrong shoes. Might as well buy the shoddy ones. Who's here, Griffin? Buy the shoddy ones. And he's got the entirely wrong pants too, but that's fine. They're not bad. They're all right. We could throw some more. We could throw some sabers on people too, maybe, to get them good with the desert saber. Because that might be a good, important thing to have someone who's just a specialist with the desert saber, because we're gonna have to deal with spiders. But in the meanwhile, I don't know. I'll think about that one. If we do get it, we'll get it. But if not, it's not the end all be all of our setup here. I'm going to go ahead and get the leather well, I was going to go ahead and get the leather turtleneck, but I might wait for some chainmail. I might wait for chainmail, yeah. I'm going to have all these guys, real quick, turn off their jobs and run here. And let's rearrange some of their gear. I want to also make sure everybody has a distributed health kit. Or a medical kit. Okay, so is everybody here? Everybody get here. Someone's probably going to get food. There we go. Alright, so let's go down the line and make sure everybody has something. I'm going to leave load with a full one. Go ahead and make sure Benji, I don't think has, We're going to just throw those in there. Throw that in there. And throw that in there. Now Benji can have a full weapon. Let's throw these boots on Dr. Chung. Or no, not Dr. Chung. We need it on you. Right now you have the normal sandals. Actually, I'll give you this, since you're someone newer, I'll give you the slightly better shoes. And see who needs, shoddy grade. Zim, you'll take shoddy grade because you're a little bit more experienced. So, you'll be able to live a little longer if something goes wrong. Okay, so let's go ahead and give that to, pass it down the line. Everybody needs a splint kit. And then from there, we'll move on. Someone throw it on the ground. I have a bad feeling someone threw their splint kit on the ground. Go ahead, give that to Hot Longs. I'm pretty sure Hot Longs gonna have one. Alright, go ahead, give your med kit. Pass it to the right. Pass your med kit to the right. You need a med kit? Doctor doesn't have a med kit. That's probably not appropriate. So let's throw it down over to him. The problem is that a lot of these Holy Nation cities aren't the end-all be-all of equipment. Now the problem is we have a lot of stuff good against armor penetration, which is basically meaningless because nothing in the swamp really has armor. We could, because we do still have a lot of experience with the long cleaver. I think going into flesh cleaver Let's see, hold on. Flesh cleaver. Kenshi. Might be the smartest route. It still does worse against animals. Trying to find if anything does alright against animals. I'm thinking... I'll just have everyone sneak. Might as well. Oh. I'm gonna... actually, you know what? I might... Whoa. You're not welcome here. Oh, there's a... Jaglonger. You know what? We're gonna jump in on this to get some combat experience. Drifters don't have a team. Oh, darn, he picked him up. Okay, there we go. Chew sticks, we'll take that. In fact, let's take some of the food with us. Or, no, we'll buy food on the way. As long as no one's hungry. We'll just buy food on the way. We have enough money, too. I think we need to just start going ahead and going. To Okran Shield. Oop. Let's make sure everyone's running together. Regroup here. And go back up here. Said everybody run at the same pace. Come on. Who in the world? Oh my gosh, that's a huge group. You know, why not? Let's go ahead and give it a fight. They won't kill us. So this will be a good chance to just get some experience. We don't really have any food on us, so might as well. You're only have blunt weapons, so might as well just go in and fight and see what we can do. Get some toughness while we're at it. No one's got any food on them, if I remember correctly, right? Yep. Okay, good. No one's got any food on them. Someone's got a... Oh, he's got some food on him. They might take his food cube, but they won't take anything else. I've never seen them take anything other than food, at least. Unless you're getting enslaved, I haven't seen them really. Oh my gosh, a second whole group! This was so many hungry bandits just hanging around here. I just wanted to see how everyone's doing. Hopefully they don't get up. Just stay unconscious. Just play dead. Just play dead. Shouldn't take anything important. Okay, I think the only thing they did is probably take his food cube. Yeah, that's it. That's what I thought that would happen, so that's fine. Let's throw all this on load real quick, because he's the one with the backpack for it. The trade backpack. So we're going to be able to get some toughness for this, which is cool. So let's speed it up a little bit. Let's wait for them to go off into the horizon. Do you get a little more toughness for getting up while they're still here? Okay, let's play. Ooh, and we got a saber. We got a free saber for our troubles. They did all right, considering. Considering I just kind of let them get absolutely swarmed. Okay, so everybody who needs splinting, splint. Somebody split their injuries, please. Nope. Okay, never mind. So let's just send them sneaking across the into Okran shield. Oh, let's wait around here so that we don't run into the bandits once again. Pretty much, I would think all we need to do is follow kind of this way up, right? Shouldn't be too complicated. There's also a dust storm, so this should help conceal us. This should keep us concealed for long enough. For us to actually get to Okran Shield. And from Okran Shield, we can kind of wander over. Let's go to that holy farm first, because that holy farm will very likely have some beds we can rest on. Ooh, we are actually kind of getting hungry, speaking of. We can probably rest up at, maybe run back to Blister Hill and then go back. How fast are we running at? Only 10? It's not super great. Splint Benji's injury. Somebody can do that. Are we running any faster? Let's go to Blister Hill. Blister Hill, get some food, and then wander our way over to... And we can wander our way from there over to the, we're calling Okran Shield, which is pretty much the border between, the UC and the Holy Nation. How's everyone's legs doing? It's starting to get better. I think injuries are still playing a pretty big impact on some of the newer people, though. Right? Or is it just encumbrance? Is someone really slowed down? And someone might have just slowed down because of the weight, maybe. Encumbrance? Who's... Okay, so this Dr. Chung is really over-encumbered. Really? How much strength does he have? He's pretty weak compared to most of the rest of our crew. So that could put a bit of a dampener on our plans. Because if 10 miles per hour is as quick as we can run, we don't really have power over engagement. Over initiating the engagement. Which is a big thing in Kenshi. Is if you control the initiation of fights in Kenshi, you pretty much have the game worked out, mostly going in your favor. But if you're going to always be the one who gets engaged, there's just going to be a lot of attrition. Who's someone's still limping too. Okay, their legs already bandaged up. Oh. We might get free food. Let's talk to him. Okay, Divine Blessings, and ration pack. Yep, we got free food. Let's give that to the person who needs it most. I think someone probably already ate it up. So it's Logan, right? No, Stone. Let's give it to Stone. Alright, now let's go ahead and get into Blister Hill, buy some more food for the rest of the journey, and we should be ready to go from there. Maybe even some weapons. If they actually do have some if they do have some cheaper weapons. I don't think we have quite enough for a weapon. Might be slightly out of our budget. Now we could buy another Paladin's Cross. A refitted blade one too. And a long cleaver. We can actually, they're actually not as expensive as I thought they were. So let's sell the raw iron. Anyone else have anything that they really don't need? So then there. Let's pass along the books to someone who doesn't actually have one. Okay, we got it to him. Alright, so Benji needs an actual Paladin's Cross. Because he has both arms and he can use them, so he can use the longer weapons. Slink also has both arms, so we'll give them a long cleaver. That should do pretty well. Cool. So now everyone's got a primary weapon too. Now let's go to the bar, get some food, unload real quick. And also do a quick rest up on the beds here. Where'd the bartender go? That's kind of spooky. Bartender's disappeared. Either way, it doesn't matter. But let's go ahead up here and start having some people rest. Let's do the ones with the greatest amount of damage. Trying to think who would be next. Okay. The rest of you go up here, and I'll have Load go around the town as a representative. Let's try to find another food place. There should be multiple bars here. Ah, here's another bar. The good thing is most of the damage we took is blunt damage, so it's not really meaningful damage in terms of us dying or anything. Take some of that, and take as many of those as we can. Okay, so we should have food for a while. We'll run out of money when we reach the UC, but we'll just mine stuff there. We'll find something to do there. There should be plenty of skimmers too that we could probably get leather from. I think the most important thing is for us to get there. Maybe have Load go ahead and lay down. Gonna use pretty much the last bit of money we have. Actually, hold on, they didn't charge me. What's them? They're not actually charging me. Oh wow. That's nice of them. They're just letting us rest now. For free. I don't know if that's a bug or what. Or if we buy one bed, we buy them all. That's actually really convenient. Everyone here should be pretty well stocked up on food. I think we left a ton of food behind, if I remember correctly. And if they're sleeping most of the time, their food rate will be tremendously slowed. As you can see. We have a ton of food cubes left. Let's have them sleep. Their hunger rate is going to be only 33%. So they're going to eat 1/3 of what they typically eat. So they should be alright. We just need to make sure that they stay asleep as long as possible. The only problem with blunt damage is it takes so much longer to heal. It takes a lot longer to heal, though. Oh, if you want to know how we lost so many limbs, spiders. Spiders. This is not okay. Hold on. We had double these people, and almost everyone had, like these are all that remain from the other group. Like we had this. We had a retired militia, which we had a roto, and we had this entire bottom row filled up of people. Blood spiders and raptors came in the dozens. We're talking like 30 raptors showed up. They helped us take our little area in Raptor's Curse. Oh, down over in here. And then they decided that now that we did all the hard work for them and started farms, that they were going to go in and eat it all. And the farmer, for some reason, the AI really does not like things eating from the farm, even if they're set to passive. So even if they were set to passive, they were aggroing the raptors. And it really, like, the problem is that when spiders come in, they hit with such a great damage, level of damage, that they can knock off a limb very easily. Because they can do up to like 50 damage and stuff like that. Also, partly because we were wearing, a lot of our armor covers the chest and stomach really easily. So basically we have like a tin can around our body, but our limbs are sitting out there all loosey-goosey, hoping not to get absolutely torn from us. Yeah, blood spiders are rough. Even when you can take them down quick, they can take you down quick. So I agree that we did get walls around, right? So the only time we started losing, once we got the walls figured out, the only time we were losing blood spiders was when someone would start going through water, and the blood spider would run normally at the bottom of the water and start hitting them while they were swimming. And that's how... oh yeah, we don't even have Hiroto anymore. Hiroto is one of the ones that died. I think that's how Swift lost her legs. Scratch doesn't have either of his arms. So both of them are legless now. But just throw his shoes on him, might as well. Or they have one leg. He has one leg, and he doesn't have any arms. Load started with one arm. He started because we did a bottom. What do you call it? A rock bottom start. So everyone who didn't have missing limbs, most of them survived, but the ones who had missing legs or missing arms, not so much. Load was the only... We lost Inu, we lost Mu, we lost so many people. Generally because they ended up losing a leg and then just stuck from there. Yeah, we lost a lot. Yeah, the coverage is, yeah, because it's sitting at 100% chest and stomach, but then 25% arms, and then legs 40%. That's not that bad for legs, though. For a chest armor to give some leg stuff is pretty nice. But we didn't have everyone with samurai cloth pants. Some people were just running around with whatever they started with, pants-wise, or no shoes. So that was a problem. But we've got much better gear now, I would say. It's been condensed. Not to mention our weapons weren't ideal because we're using the hacker class, which isn't good against animals. And it's better against armored humans and the robots. If they're wearing armor or robots, it can do pretty well. How's everyone doing on health, by the way? Are we done, actually? With the... Yep, we actually are done with that. So let's go ahead and run through Okran Shield. Yeah, they've built their mission. Their little Okranite mission off in the swamp. They just need to reclaim it. But what we're going to do is get a bunch of UC, free a bunch of slaves from the United Cities, and have us all use we're gonna use that new manpower to kind of bolster the ranks. We're gonna so that's pretty much how we're gonna regroup. because we just lost too many people to go back into the swamp. We got much more experience from it, not for them, but for like load. He's saying at 47 strength now. I'm Griffin at 43. Most of them are like in the 30s and 40s of skills now, which are pretty much kind of a regular combatant kind of skill. But we'll see how that goes. Because right now, the problem is Dr. Chung has really low strength. And so he is really kind of slowing us down. He needs to get at least fast enough to outrun wolves. Or we're going to get stuck into every fight with wolves or animals we come across. The good thing is this run should kind of beef him up a little bit. And the way we're doing it is if someone loses their both their arms or one of their legs, we're going to retire them. We had a lot more retirees, but not all of them made it back. I think we lost, I think Swift pretty much left Hiroto because they didn't have any med kit to bleed out. And then after that, I'm thinking probably they've been cleaned out by now. I wonder if that gear's still sitting around, though. Because we did leave a lot of gear behind. I think it's appropriately named now. It was more the raptors than the spiders. Because once we got the walls, it wasn't really the spiders. I didn't think that animals animals typically don't try to get inside walled areas. But I did not realize that was not the case for small raptors, and they were more than happy to try to get in, and we did not have crossbows research yet. So they just pretty much came after us when we had no other option than really kind of standing and fighting them. Okay, so let's go ahead and get to Stoat. The good thing is anyone we run into should be ideally bandits or some Holy Nation patrols this close. So we shouldn't have to worry about anything eating us up in here. There are skimmers, but those we can deal with skimmers. I think there's enough of us. If just one skimmer comes at us, and we're probably experienced enough that we can probably handle that. We're not fast enough to outrun them, though. Mostly I've seen skimmers in groups of 3s, though. A pop-up kind of ambush. Oh, yeah. Oh, hold on. Hold on. They did die. Did die for an Okranite cause, I guess. So I guess they kind of they had to go. That would be kind of a way they would want to go. Because they died protecting the mission. It kind of turned into our Alamo a little bit. Hold on, let's block with Dr. Chung. He seems to really fascinate on him. Or be really fascinated with him for a moment. It was at least. Seems like it's decided to change his opinion now. We're gonna actually have Griffin and load taunt and turn off taunting for Dr. Chung because those two are much better at combat. Oh my gosh, who is that just launched it? I think the real loss we had was Anu because she was doing really well. And she was one of the first 3 people we got. Okay, we're still moving all right, decently fast. At 11, so we didn't lose that much speed. Let's take all those and take some of the cookable meat. Is everybody's worked out? Okay, hold on. We may need a splint and injury real quick. No? Seems like, okay, we don't need a splint anything. Let's get to Stoat. Faster we get to Stoat, the better. Speed it up a little bit. But yeah, they died. They died protecting the mission. I know, right? It was a bit of a jump scare. Came up right behind us. They pop out of the ground. Like you can see little like feelers, kind of like on their head or their crest or whatever you want to call them, on their head, and they'll pop out of the sand. We just need to keep an eye out for them. We don't want to get into an ambush of 3 of them. That might be too much for us to deal with. We're not fast enough to outrun them because of the heavier armor. The good thing is in UC territory, we'll be able to turtle up with the now that we already have the really powerful chest armor, we can get really thick leg armor. Let's run around. Let's try to see if we can keep kind of a distance. And that one. Okay, now continue on the Stoat. Just wanted to give a little bit of a, give him some kind of room. So we lost some pretty tough veterans. Oh, most of the party ended. Yeah, their skimmers can be rough. I haven't had a chain reaction with them particularly, but I've definitely had a chain reaction with gutters and with raptors. As from this could see, like building a farm and the raptors just coming and coming and coming. But skimmers are definitely one of those ones where since they can pop up and hit very quickly, if they get someone in the leg, then if you want anyone to defend them, and if people try to fight and defend them, then they might get in the legs, and everyone's legs are injured, and then you just can get into. If your legs get badly injured, you're gonna end up in a cycle of death. But skimmers with popping out of nowhere can make you really in trouble. They might not kill you themselves, but the ambush can really make you injured when you don't need to. You really don't need to be injured. I think he really only hurt Dr. Chung, though. Weirdly enough. He wanted the doctor. Yeah, he really only... And he hit Load a little. But he really only messed with Dr. Chung. I think Load's gotten really good at blocking. So that probably helped. That's a merchant, right? So our idea is they don't know what we're coming in here for, so we're going to kind of secretly buy up all of the UC slaves and free them, or as much as possible. Ooh, oh gosh, he scared me. Mists where? Yeah, right. Not interested. I don't have that much money. Special discount? Told you don't have enough money. I'm going to take a hint already. We'll just go. Did he say die? Yeah, for a second I thought he said die at the last bit of what he was saying. Oops, slave hunters. I don't think they'll come after us since we're pretty well equipped. Outlaw farmers might, though. How equipped are they? Like, how many of them are they? We actually have kind of the edge on them, so I don't think they'll come after us. I think if they came after us, that would only be hurting. That would only be... These are mostly malnourished and hungry. I think that'd be a mistake on their part to come after us. Because we pretty much are... We're pretty much equal in number. I think we might have a little bit more number than them. Unless that's an animal. If they have an animal, then that's another problem. Rebel farmers. They do have an animal. Animals, for some reason, really outperform themselves. Or really outperform what you'd think. Oh, okay, they are going to attack us. Okay, so Load, you go after the dog. Griffin, you go after them. We're going to just divide up people. Benji. Zim. Stone, Logan, Slink, and Hot Longs. We're gonna have Dr. Chung kind of sit back for a second and then join in. If possible. Probably one of the winning, where he won't get hurt too bad. Oh, they're kind of actually going after him anyway. We're gonna have the people who are really talented to sit Tauntaun. The problem is that honestly the wolves are a big problem. Let's immediately get everything off of this thing. Kill it. Oh, they do? They go after people in Masterwork Samurai armor? Then it was a good thing they didn't come after us, because if we would have had both of them, if we would have had double the people to fight, I don't think we would have been able to handle that. That would have been a little bit too much for our level of experience. Okay, we almost got him. The funny thing is, ironically, that we kind of want to end up helping rebel farmers if we're gonna be kind of anti-UC. But then again, I don't know. I don't know if missionaries are gonna get involved. If we're gonna have them get involved in the politics of the UC, or if we're just gonna have them kind of take the recruits they can take. Well, this time, before they wake up, we ought to go. We'll just go. They attacked us, so we shouldn't have lost that much. Where's rebel farmers? Yeah, you don't really lose that much relationship with anyone if they were the one to attack you. Oh gosh, that's the caravan. Oh, rebel farmers again. I don't want to take any of their stuff though, because I don't want to lose any reputation. And it'll slow us down. Okay, we're almost there. We're so close. Oh, animals don't get staggered? That would be a good explanation for it. Because it feels like they just keep swinging. They like non-stop swing, which make it really difficult. Then unless you take them out real quick, they'll do a lot of damage to you. So they always kind of, yeah, they kind of outperform, because if you get hit, you're gonna stagger and stuff like that. So. Okay, perfect. This is a town with a lot of slave pens, so that means we'll be able to free a lot of people from here. Okay, so let's sit here, kind of regroup, have everyone medic. Anyone else needs medicing? I think we got everyone medicked. So we actually reached, call it the end of our stream today. Oh yeah, it's a scam. Yeah, I missed that one. The lantern. Yeah, I've heard about that. I've heard about the fog lantern. I actually do like them on miners, though. It is a scam. 100% does not help you in the fog. But they are decent for miners, because you can throw them on miners, and they'll the light boost. Like anyone crafting or mining, it'll give them a light boost, so that when it's dark, you're not having to. It doesn't give the negative for working at night. Yeah, 2,500. Yeah, a little bit too much for him. I think you can buy them. I want to say you can buy them at the West Hive, but I don't know if they sell it for cheaper. But yeah, he might be trying to scam me with how much he's wanting to sell it for. I don't know if just actual in vain they sell it for cheaper. We actually made it. I'm kind of happy we actually made it. And no one there's starving yet. No one here is really starving yet either. Let's do a quick look before we do head out for today. Around, see if there's any nearby materials that we'll know to mine a little bit of next time. So we got some iron around. Copper's ideal if we can find any. Oop. I left click and not right click, so that's fine. Copper. Okay, there is some copper and it's quality 70, so that should be good. So we can have a lot of people, we can have 2 people start mining the copper out there, and then having load carry it in. Okay, I think we got a plan, and then we can buy. Where's the slave shop? The slave shop should be. Where is the slave shop? So we know where we can free the people. You could just free them too. You can either buy their freedom or free them just the old-fashioned way of going and sneak them out. However, I found that that often gets them knocked out. And if you get found out, then it's not going to be as repeatable. So buying their freedom is a little bit more safe to do. Here we go. They got the slave shop down over here. So we'll know where to free people next time. In fact, let's actually move people in there. So we know to recall it, who we're going to probably be thinking to free. Oh no, they're all hivers. And claw. Okay, there's one non-hiver. Oh, there's another non-hiver. Thoke. Claw and Thoke. Actually, let's go ahead and see how much it's going to cost to free them. It's going to cost 1,000 to free them. Okay, good thing to keep in mind. It's going to be 1,000 each one to free them, and then what you do is you take off the material. You basically, if you want to free them, you take off the stuff. They're not guaranteed to join you once you free them. Pretty much is a personality thing. Yeah, no limbs lost for sure. Yeah, I think the one was pretty alright. The Scorchlander had already 7s for the combat, for defense and stuff like that. So that's something good to keep in mind. So we'll have to keep that in mind for next time. I hope to see you guys later, and thanks for showing up. And we'll be back tomorrow, and we'll try to see if we can get these people back too, because part of the trouble is going to be getting them from UC territory to the swamp. And then geared up. What we're gonna do is we're gonna get them geared up. We're gonna get them here. Well, we're gonna get them first, then get them geared up, back in Bad Teeth, and then we're gonna go in and storm the swamp once more, and hopefully this time keep it. We will probably be buying polearms though. Probably, just because we're gonna have to adapt a little bit because of just the amount of swamp raptors there are. We need every edge we can get, and that's like a 50% damage boost against animals. So I can't really ignore it. Polearms or polearms the class, polearms the weapon, or naginatas, which will all be pretty useful against them. So see you guys later. It'll be the same time pretty much tomorrow, and see you guys later. All right, bye.